Start with a magic circle and chain 1. The chain 1, it won't be counted as a stitch. Now make 2 single crochets in this circle. Once you're done, pull up this loop to close the gap. Do not make a slip stitch, we'll be working in continuous rounds. Next round, 2 single crochets in both the stitches. This is the first stitch and this is the second stitch. The stitch count is less, so it would be a bit hard to gauge the second stitch. So mark the second stitch with the stitch marker. This is the first stitch. Make 2 single crochets over here. And mark the first stitch over here. This is the first stitch. That's total 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Next round, 1 single crochet in the first stitch. And mark the first stitch. Two single crochets in the next stitch. One single crochet in the next stitch and 2 single crochets in the next stitch. That's total 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Next round, 1 single crochet each in next 2 stitches. Mark the stitch with the stitch marker. That's 2. And in the next stitch make an increase, that's 2 single crochets. Now repeat this for the next 3 stitches. That's 1 and 2, 1 single crochet in these stitches and 1 increase. And in the last stitch make 2 single crochets. Total you should have 8 stitches. Next round, 1 single crochet in these 3 stitches. Now you can take this yarn and along with the working yarn. That's 1. Mark the stitch with the stitch marker. Two and 3, and in the next stitch make an increase, that's 2 single crochets. Now repeat the same, 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. And 1 increase, that 2 single crochets. Total you should have 10 stitches. You can cut off this long tail. Next round, 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. Mark the first stitch. And in the next stitch make an increase, that's 2 single crochets. Now repeat this for the remaining stitches, 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. And in the next stitch make an increase, that's 2 single crochets. Total you should have 12 stitches. The increase pattern is going to be the same for the rest of the rounds. Here you had started off with 4 stitches, so the next round you will start off with 5 stitches and 1 increase, and the round next to it would be 6 stitches and 1 increase, then 7 stitches and 1 increase. And the stitch count with each round should multiply by 2. Now repeat this increase pattern for 6 more rounds, that will be up till round 12. With the last round it would be 10 single crochets and 1 increase. I'll show you one more round. 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitches. And keep marking the first single crochet, it will be easy to keep a track of the stitches. Two single crochets in the next stitch. One single crochet each in the next 5 stitches. And 2 single crochets. Once you reach the last stitch of round 12, while pulling up the last loop, change to the black color yarn. If you wish to make a bigger size hat, keep repeating the increase pattern until the size which you need. Next round, 1 single crochet in each and every stitch. And take this black yarn and along with the working yarn, mark the first stitch. While making the last stitch, instead of inserting your hook in this stitch, that is the next stitch, insert it in the stitch below that, that is from the previous round, and pull up a loop. This way it would line up with this stitch and the color change, it won't be noticeable. And while pulling up the last loop, change back to this color. And you can weave off this yarn. Next round, 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitches. Mark the first stitch. And in the next stitch make an increase, that is 2 single crochets. Now repeat this all around. 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitches. One increase, that's 2 single crochets. Once you reach the end, slip stitch on top of this first single crochet. And total you should have 28 stitches. Next round, chain 1, this won't be counted as a stitch. 1 single crochet each in the next 6 stitches. Start the next stitch in the same stitch. And 1 increase, that's 2 single crochets. Repeat this for the remaining stitches. 1 single crochet in the next 6 stitches. 2 single crochets in the next stitch. Once you reach the end, slip stitch on top of this first single crochet. In total you should have 30 stitches. The last round, chain 1, 1 single crochet each in 7 stitches. Start the next stitch in the same stitch. In the next stitch make an increase, that's 2 single crochets. Now repeat this all around. 1 single crochet each in the next 7 stitches. 1 increase, that's 2 single crochets. And once you reach the end, slip stitch on top of this first single crochet and weave off your yarn. I hope you like this video. Please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.